number of racing games got bigger in the last 10 years, and trying to get original is getting harder, no matter if arcade or simulation. In the past, some racing games were niche games, while today they get a lot of different releases of the same kind of games. Let's take for example the Monster Truck genre. We got 4 Monster Truck games in the last 6 years on PC, PlayStation and Xbox, which is a lot. The last of them is Monster Jam Steel Titans 2, which is the game I'm going to review for you today. Is it the classical Monster Truck game or is it a revolution? 2 years ago I reviewed the first chapter, Monster Jam Steel Titans, telling you it was an arcade game with some realistic elements, but the free roaming mode was quite empty and the career mode was repetitive. Let's see if Monster Jam Steel Titan 2 will be a real improvement on all aspects. About the content, compared to the previous games of the series, we see an improvement, not so much on the number of monster trucks, now the total is 38, but mostly on the free roaming part, which is different and features bigger maps. Again, you can't customize your trucks, but you can upgrade them. With the difference, the game upgrades them automatically at the end of the race. So sadly, you can't decide which element you want to upgrade. The in-game money have disappeared, so to unlock new monster trucks you have just to complete the career goals. A big introduction is the boost, which you can recharge with drifts. The games mode are mostly the same of the previous game, so head-to-head stadium, which you have to finish the race before your opponent, the freestyle, where you have to do more stunts as possible to get more points, two-wheel skills, which is the same as freestyle, but with the difference there is no time limit and you have to include a two-wheel stunt in your combo. Time destruction, where you have to destroy all the objects without stopping the combo. And the classical checkpoint race against the artificial intelligence in various forms. A new mode is Derby, where you have to race in the wrong way on a track against your opponents. Is the game hard? Not really, but you need some training before understanding the reaction of these tracks. The artificial intelligence is more human, and now it makes more mistakes compared to the previous game, but could be better in my opinion. At medium difficulty you can beat it almost all the time. Is it fun to drive these monsters? In my opinion, yeah, of course. But if you asked me what's the main issue of this game, I'd answer the same of the previous game. Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 is too repetitive. Don't get me wrong, I just want to make you understand with an example. During the career I started an arena championship, so What's the problem? To complete this championship, you need more than 1 hour, and for more than 1 hour you have to repeat the 4 games mode on several arenas. Head-to-head, freestyle, two-wheel skills, time destruction. Repeat. Head-to-head, freestyle, two-wheel skills, time destruction. Repeat. Head-to-head, freestyle, two-wheel skills, time destruction. When you keep repeating that for more than 1 hour, you think, oh my god, this championship doesn't want to finish. This game had exactly the same issue. But we have to consider and appreciate the effort of the developers who tried to fix the issue. In fact, compared to the previous game, Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 gives you more features, game modes and content to fight against the repetitiveness. The game in fact offers a great variety of free roaming, such different maps, collectibles and secrets you have to search and unlock around the maps. In my opinion, the game would have been better if it had more depth and features, such car setup, a monster truck editor to create your own truck, more specific career objective and some other games modes. The biggest introduction of Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 is the online part. At least here you can have some fun if you start getting bored by the repetitiveness of the game. Here we see little improvements compared to the previous game, especially on the suspensions part. Now you can see better the weight transfer on your truck while cornering, braking and accelerating. Like the previous game, you can act on the front and the rear steering. As I told you before, you need some experience to master these trucks, especially when you take off from a jump. And in this case, I'm happy to tell you this game is quite realistic on the physics part. I think this is probably the best part of the game. I'm quite amazed by the force feedback as well, which is surprisingly good when you act on the front and the rear steering at the same time, and allows you to understand the imperfection of the surface. The mesh system is only visual, and you can break only the body panels of your truck. Too bad you can't break the wheels anymore like the previous game. What about graphics? Unluckily and luckily, Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 is identical to the previous game. A lot of parts of the hood is taken from the first Steel Titans as well. But I must admit, even if graphics are still the same, in this second game developers have been smart, because the game exploits better the lights compartment during the night time. Ici, je le joue en français. Je sais que je n'ai pas le droit de critiquer la grammaire vu mon niveau assez pauvre que j'ai en anglais, mais mettre l'infinitif à la place du participe c'est plutôt rigolo à voir dans un jeu vidéo, n'est-ce pas? Despite that, the game still looks great for today's standards. Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 is basically a better Monster Jam Steel Titans with more content, more variety, some little changes to the physics, and an online mode. For all the rest, it's the same game. Does it worth the money? If you have the previous game, it depends. In my opinion, buy it only if you really need to play online with human opponents. If you never played a Monster Truck gen before, buy it mostly if you are into in this kind of trucks only. Repetitiveness is lower compared to the first Steel Titans, but in some cases you need patience and tenacity to complete some parts of the career mode. This game is relaxing and pretty good if you want to take a break from your serious simulations. But if you play only the offline modes, I think you won't stay more than 15 hours on it. I don't know, I feel this game misses something. Something that captures you and makes you addicted to it. Maybe conserving an in-game economical system would have been better. But if you are a fan of this kind of trucks, you'll easily fall in love with this game.